Make the conscious choice, no matter how damn hard it might be. Make the conscious choice. Be in love. Be in kindness. Keep my heart open. An open heart isn't weak. An open heart is incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, and they know it. And that's why they want to shrink your heart and put you into fear and put you into hatred. Because when you're standing with your heart open and you're loving and you're compassionate and you're generous and you're kind and you're being of service to the whole, you are fucking mighty. You are powerful. And that creates more life force. This is Corinne Bloom, and you're listening to Raw Conversations. Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? So I was up in the middle of the night last night. I've had such terrible sleep this week, and with the time change and everything, depending on where in the world you are. But what was interesting is that I normally don't turn on my phone because I just try and lie in the darkness until I fall asleep. But two very similar messages came through on something that was through my Telegram and something that was through YouTube. And I really felt into it this morning in my meditation, and it felt so clear to me that, there's no coincidence when things like that happen. And then also the alignment of whatever energy I was in as well. And I felt like these last 2 days have been very augmenting, like reality feels augmented, or like we've jumped onto a different timeline, and it feels strange. It feels weird. But the message that kind of came through is, I'm going to put it in my words. We are moving from the I to we. We're moving from what can I do to advance myself, to get, fame and success and glory and recognition and validation, to how can I serve? How can I serve humanity? How can I be part of a team, the we that collaborates and comes together to create a new world? And this is the only way that I personally see us being able to move forward and evolve as a species. Otherwise, we will self-destruct. And the message that came through via both these two different independent sources was, remember who you are. And if you followed me, you know that I've been talking about this for ages. Like, remember who you are, and that you are love. And that the only thing that's going to, I don't even want to say that is going to help us survive through these times, but these times are intense. So in a certain way, yes, the only way we're going to get through it is by remembering who we are, remembering that we are love, remembering to be in love, and to shift our center of gravity from self-serving to serving others. So today I want to go into what that looks like, and why it's so important, and how we can do it together. So let's dive in. I think more and more we're just needing the reminder. We're needing the reminder, and I feel like that's how I can be of service. I've been over these years questioning, like, what is my purpose? Because I felt so purposeful when I first came on this planet and throughout my early life, and really in the last couple years, because things have really, I don't know, just taken so many left turns. I'll just put it that way. That I've really been questioning, what is my purpose? I don't know if it's the same purpose of what I came here for. And it feels like at times that I'm purposeless and missionless, and it feels scary and sad. The days where I feel that, it's like, wow, what's the point of me being here? Or I feel like I have so much to give that when I feel like I'm not being utilized, I will literally look up at the sky and go, use me better. Put me to better service than this, right? But I think the reason why I'm questioning or reevaluating my purpose, I actually recognize that my purpose hasn't changed. My purpose, my mission, my desire since I was like 4 years old was, I want to have a positive effect on humanity. But I think it's shifted from the old paradigm, which is, I had so many, whatever you want to call it, like psychics, intuitives, palm readers, just even people in my life, when I was a ballet student, like the parents or the teachers, or when I was a professional dancer, it was the director or the ballet master, or it was an agent, or it was this and the other. And the constant theme was, if you play your cards right, or you have so much potential, you're going to be, an amazing dancer, or choreographer, or actress, or writer, or coach. Or it was always this thing about fame, though, right? It was always this thing of, you're going to be in the limelight and you're going to be someone big. And so everything is kind of geared towards that, right? And then if that doesn't happen, you go, oh shit, I'm failing my purpose. This must not be my purpose, or I must not be doing it right. It's just a natural psychological evaluation, right? And I think what's shifted for me in these years is this, like, really coming into myself on a much more profound level, because I've always had a very strong connection to myself. And I'm sharing this just because maybe it's helpful. I'm not because I'm like, I want to tell you my story because I want you to see that. I'm sharing it because if it helps you understand your process and your journey better, that's what I feel like I can be of service to. So what's shifted is I've gone into myself on an even more profound level, and recognizing I don't need to affect the masses in the way that I was told when I was 16. I don't need to be in an arena of 5,000, 10,000 people to make a difference. That really what I want to do is to be the embodiment, and if I can be an example or a way shower or a guide, really, really just a guide, like to shine a light to say, hey, it's okay to be you, and remember who you truly are, and that you are this incredible, beautiful soul, and that we need to remember these aspects of ourselves, that we are loving and compassionate and kind and generous, and to be free in ourselves, because what that means is that we get to liberate ourselves from this system that is basically enslavement, and that is keeping us small, and this is keeping us hidden from our true and real potential, right? Not just potential in what you can achieve in this world, but your true potential as a soul, as a part of source, as just a miraculous being. And so I realized that it's much more about me, just like, okay, if the external world isn't going to, I'm not going to have this uber successful this and that and the other, like, okay, who can I be? How can I be? And so for me, it's been this, like, simplifying of just be love, Corinne. Just be authentic, which has always been my path. Who am I without the identity of ... How can I be authentic? And, I was working more than 15 years supporting people and connecting to their authentic self. And now it's really the authentic soul, right? I want to take it to the next level that we're ready for. But it's just about being. And what the beautiful message of both of these independent sources was, there's actually nothing that we need to do. We've been in this paradigm and construct of do. You need to do this in order to prove, to be validated, to be seen, to be successful, to make a difference. You need to do. And what we're being asked is to come into a state of being, to get out of the mind, to come into the heart, to come into the body, to come into the gut, and just be. And be in our natural state of being, which is be in love. Be in the state of love. Be loving and kind towards others. Begin with yourself first. And be of service to others I think I spoke about this last week when I was sharing this story of the NDE that this woman saw, that it's about all of the tiny little things, the little acts of service, the little acts of kindness that make our souls glow. That's the thing that changes our soul. Nothing can harm us, nothing can touch our soul, but what changes it and what evolves it is acts of kindness. And what one of these, I was watching Allison Coe on YouTube sharing QHHT session, and what came through at the message is it's like it's little things that accumulate in the most beautiful, positive of ways. It's the way that you smile at someone. It's the way that you hold the door. It's the way that you speak to someone. It's the way that you help someone. It's the way that, it's just the way that we show up. And can we do it with kindness and generosity and compassion and love and care? Because look at the opposite of what's going on in the world right now. And that we've been filtered and funneled into, which is like fight, fight between yourselves, division, division, hate. So people are saying lots of things out of hatred, out of righteousness, out of division, out of separation, and we're hurting for it. And then look at the planet. Like, yes, there's some manipulation around it for sure. But there's also the planet, the earth saying, stop being at war with each other. Stop fighting each other. You're one and the same. Yes, you're unique. You're this beautiful, unique drop to the ocean, but you are part of the ocean. You are the ocean. So don't fight against your own self, right? So the earth is fighting back to say, wake up. Sorry if that got you in the ear, but that's the point. Wake up. Wake up and stop fighting. Stop being in fear, which then creates hatred. Remember who you are. Remember your true nature, which is compassionate and loving and kind. And just, you don't need to do something big. You don't need to do something that's going to be seen and going to be like applauded and like, wow, you're going to be on Oprah. You know, who gives a fuck about any of that? All of that is just superficial. And if people have made it to that point, great, but that's not the point. The point is do good for others. Do good for all. And do good doesn't mean you need to do some big, huge achievement so that you can get this accolade and this award that says, look at how great I am. Do good means just do the little things every day that are small but huge, that matter so much to someone, which is a smile, compassion, listening, presence. You know, it makes me think of this story. I'll never, ever forget this. This was years ago, maybe even like decades ago. Yeah, I'm getting old. No, I'm joking. I was watching this documentary, and I think the topic was about suicide. And this man that had survived, this is insane, but he survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. And if you've ever been to the Golden Gate Bridge, it's high. And when, you know, basically they say when you hit the water, it's like hitting cement, you know, so it's like jumping off of a skyscraper. And his story got me. I still feel it in my heart because this is such a perfect example of the tiniest act of kindness can literally save a life. He was sharing how he was finally making this decision. I think he'd gone to the bridge several times to contemplate. And he finally, it was the day that he's like, right, I'm going to do it today. And he said, but the only thing that will stop me from doing it is if somebody looks me in the eye. Like somebody looks me in the eye and can see his pain. So he was walking on the pedestrian walkway on the bridge, past people. Nobody looked him in the eye. Not a one. And so he said, okay, that's it. That's my time. And he jumped off, and I don't know how he survived. It's crazy, you know, he survived. But anyway, you know, we all have our purpose and our story. And now he's helping people to, you know, make a different choice. And he's sharing like the importance of, had he just had one person look him in the eye and smile at him, that would have stopped him from doing it. Can you believe something that small and that simple would have stopped him from doing it? We underestimate the potency, the beauty, the effect, the beautiful positive effect it has when we just show up with humanity for and with each other. Because also the other side of that coin is also true, right? You could be in a fine mood and then somebody just acts like a complete dick to you and they're really rude, or they cut you off, or they say something mean, and it can just it can change your whole mood and energy and frequency and make you feel terrible, right? the point is we affect one another, and we can either affect one another and each other positively or negatively. We can either be kind or we can be mean, but we're going to affect each other no matter what. And so it's a conscious choice right now. And I know it's hard when people are scared. And when we're scared, we go into the reptilian part of our brain and we want to just survive, and we don't treat ourselves and one another so well. So it's a real conscious choice to go, step back from the drama, step back from the chaos, step back from all the fucking propaganda that makes you hate your neighbor. Step back from it, turn down the volume, come back into yourself, come back into your breath, come back into your heart, come back in what you know to be true in this moment. And remember who you are. And remember that you're love, and make the conscious choice, no matter how damn hard it might be. Make the conscious choice. Be in love, be in kindness, keep my heart open. An open heart isn't weak. An open heart is incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, and they know it. And that's why they want to shrink your heart and put you into fear and put you into hatred. Because when you're standing with your heart open and you're loving and you're compassionate and you're generous and you're kind and you're being of service to the whole, you are fucking mighty. You are powerful. And that creates more life force. When you do something good, I shared the story of when my daughter and her father and I were on the street about to cross the road, and this guy that was carrying, this trolley thing of a bunch of glass bottles and a big, like, probably a canister of beer, and it all fell and it all went everywhere, and the three of us and this other woman, we all ran to just pick up all the bottles and help him put them away, because we could see in that moment he was so stressed. It was just like, he's probably late and gets paid how much he can do. And we all came together, and within like 30 seconds it was all done, and it felt so good. And I'd shared the story how before that my daughter was really in a mood because she's going through hormonal changes. And after that, it was like something snapped and switched. And it's like, yeah, because acts of service create positivity, create a feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart, and it shifts your frequency and your energy. We're made for that. We're made to be of service to one another because it's not just that we're a family. Like, we're literally one. I don't care how spiritually cliche that sounds. It's true. Can you remember a moment? Put your hand on your heart, put your hand on your chest, and remember a moment where either you did that for someone or someone did that for you. A little tiny act of kindness. And it's something that changed your entire day. And I want you to feel what that feels like in your heart, in your chest, in your belly, in your body, in your being. And how when you remember that and when you go into it, can you feel your energy expanding? Can you feel your light expanding? Can you feel your soul glowing more? Notice how wonderful, how beautiful that feels, how comforting that feels, how much like home that feels, right? And I want you to do the opposite. I want you to go into a memory where either you showed up in a, either mean or aggressive or unkind or ungenerous way, or that somebody did that to you. They cut you off, they honked at you, they yelled at you, they said something mean about you. And go into the memory of that and see what that feels like for your heart, for your body, for your being. What happens to your energy? It contracts, right? Your heart feels sad. You're not expanding and glowing, you're contracting and shrinking. There's a darker energy, there's a darker light to it, right? It doesn't feel good. So breathe in, let it go. And now, just to bring us back into that beautiful space, go back into the remembrance of generosity. When you did it for others and when others did it for you. And see how immediately that shifts your energy. or so it should. Immediately your heart smiles, your liver smiles. Like my shoulders open, like, I can inhale. Oh, there's that light again. There's that glow again. It's instant, instant either way. So we get to choose. We get to choose our state of being. And I know that it's not always easy, and we've been conditioned, and we're stressed, and shit is hard, and the world's going batshit bonkers. I get it. I really get it. But fighting against each other basically just means that's it. That's going to be the end of our species. The planet will live on, but that will be the end of us. And I know some of people go, oh, humans suck. Like, yeah, that rightly so. No, that's the story they've told you. Humans in our natural state were beautiful. We're remarkable. We're incredible. We're this amazing mixture of stardust and earth and goodness knows how many different, our genetics are made of probably many species. And we have this gift of feeling and emotion and empathy. And we have this aptitude and this innate nature to grow and transform and alchemize, to be alchemists. And as I've shared so many times, the greatest alchemist is love. It transforms and heals and transmutes everything. From ugly to beautiful, from painful to joyful, from woundedness to healing, from chaos to calm, from war to peace, from hatred to love, from fear to liberation. We can do it all. We can do it all. So it's our choice. So the invitation today is, what do you choose? And how we do it is, first, love for yourself, right? Put on your oxygen mask first before you can help somebody else. Fill your own tank before you can give to others. Not in a selfish way, but because it makes us super self-giving, self-generous, right? Tend to your heart first. Make sure that it's okay so that you're not coming from a place of fear. And then just little acts of kindness, little acts of service, and shifting our paradigm and shifting our focus from I, me, mine, what can I do for me, to how can I serve the whole? How can I serve others? Small ways, big ways, medium ways, all ways. We're at a choice point. Do you choose love? Do you choose fear? Do you choose freedom or do you choose enslavement? Do you choose kindness or do you choose hatred and division? Or do we choose unity? We're here for each other. We've chosen to be here in this crazy, wacky ass time. It's time to wake up. It's time to show up. And it's time to be in love. That's all. I'll leave it there. As always, take it or leave it as feels right for you. And loving you from afar. I truly mean that. Bye. Thank you for being here with me. You've been listening to Raw Conversations with Corinne Bloom. Thanks so much for showing up, listening in, and being a part of the conversation with me.